Hi, everyone, and welcome to Studio Jake. I, of course, am your host, Jacob Airy. Thank you so much for joining me today on my vidcast. This is where I talk about all things pop culture from anime to film to television to novels to video games and so much more. I would really appreciate it if you would like this video, share it out, leave me a comment, and tell me what you think. Also, I appreciate you being patient as I'm working through the logistics of my new in-home studio. I'm not like all these fancy YouTubers who has sponsors and stuff as much as cool as that is. So, I have to just go with what I have at home. I really appreciate you checking out smaller creators like myself, indie creators like myself. It means a lot. You guys rock. So, subscribe, help me reach 1,000. All right, so I have been a frequent critic of Disney, particularly how they handled the Star Wars franchise. It seemed like they were off to a good start to the races, and everything and anything has fallen apart with a few exceptions, such as Rogue One, The Mandalorian Season 1 and 2, Star Wars Visions, the final season of Clone Wars. With those exceptions, Disney has incredibly mismanaged Star Wars with their sequel trilogy, with Solo a Star Wars story, with Obi-Wan Kenobi, the Book of Boba Fett, the Fate, what is it, the Tales of the Jedi, their new kid series about youngling Jedis, all that stuff, and has been an absolute disaster. And it doesn't look like it's going to get any better because for some reason Disney refuses to fire Kathleen Kennedy, who, of course, is the Lucasfilm CEO. She has repeatedly shown that she is incapable of managing Star Wars, and, that's just something that is a fact. Case in point, Disney is shutting down their immersive hotel. I'm using air quotes because that was from their, publicity. So it's been open barely over a year and it's closing down. This is from the Post Millennial. Sarah Higdon is reporting. Disney announced Thursday they are shutting down the Star Wars Galactic Starcruiser Hotel in September. According to their website, for guests who booked a room at the Walt Disney World Florida Resort after September 30th, 2023, Disney will be contacting them to discuss their options. How about just refunding them? A statement from Disney read, the final voyage for Star Wars Galactic Starcruiser will take place September 28th to the 30th, 2023. It continued, we are so proud of all of the cast members and Imagineers who brought Star Wars Galactic Starcruiser to life and look forward to delivering an excellent experience for guests during the remaining voyages over the coming months. Thank you to our guests and fans for making this experience so special. Obviously, they didn't make it so special because it's closing, not to put too fine a point on that. But anyway, currently, Disney is not accepting new bookings for the hotel, but will begin again on May 26th. The Star Wars Galactic Cruiser opened in March 2022 as an immersive lodging experience. It was built as a 2-day luxury hotel, interactive theater, theme park ride, food and entertainment, digital scavenger hunt, and role play game. So they described the hotel a little bit. Then it says Disney was immediately accused of price gouging as room cost between $5,000 and $20,000 a night. Interest waned, and they had to scale back their voyages to 2 times a week. It was reported that Disney had trouble booking all 100 rooms. According to the Orlando Sentinel, Disney currently has no plans for what to do with the Star Cruiser building. Okay, so first of all, if you are going to price gouge like that, if you are going to charge guests that, thousands of dollars, then you better bring the bucks. Now, I've heard rumors, and please note these are rumors, so take this with a grain of salt. But just from guests who have stayed there, people who have claimed to have stayed at it, they said that it was an incredibly lackluster event, not worth the thousands of dollars they had spent on it. So, for instance, when you arrive, you're immediately divided into resistance or first order. No one cares about the resistance or the first order. They want the rebellion and the empire, for one thing. Secondly, they don't let you choose. So they just hand you out like badges basically that show what side you are. Dinner is only served during the theaters, and also they didn't have any legacy characters other than R2D2, C3PO, and Chewbacca walking around. Everyone else was just from the sequel trilogies. They didn't really even have anyone from the TV shows, where was the rumor that I heard, and that it ended up just being this incredibly stale experience. And that pretty much describes Disney Star Wars, right? Ever since Disney bought Lucasfilm, it has been in one disaster after another. Now, I don't know why they're keeping Kathleen Kennedy around. There have been rumors that they weren't going to extend her contract, and then they would. They were going to, apparently, at the Star Wars celebration in Europe, she was going to announce her retirement, but instead she announced more films. And I've just heard, now, from the rumors I'm hearing, is that she has just basically become a barnacle, that she has her contract so locked down, Disney just can't get rid of her. So don't renew her contract. Don't pick up the option to renew it. But Disney is just content to slap on the face. And you can see how this is actually affecting their day to day business. For one thing, they are currently being sued. The former CEO, Bob Chapek, certain other executives, they're being sued by stockholders for misrepresenting the income of the company, and as such, stockholders are feeling, as anyone would be, kind of slighted. So what needs to happen is Disney needs new management. Mike Eisner was a fantastic Disney CEO. The problem was he just stayed too long, right? He ushered in the Disney Renaissance. He really upgraded the parks. He introduced new properties. He handled the original deal with Pixar. All this. Oh, he got the Muppets to come to Disney, right? He had all of this going on for him, but then he just stayed too long. So then what happens? You've got all these animated sequels coming out that no one wanted or cared about. You had, the disaster of Euro Disney and Disney Hong Kong, which, no one cared about. And, and that just ended up affecting his leadership. And now we see the same thing with Bob Iger. He bought Marvel Studios. He bought Lucasfilms. He fired the founding CEO of Pixar and brought in one of his stooges. And things seemed like they were on the up and up. He also bought 20th Century Fox. But then, as things waned, he had political aspirations, so he resigned as CEO. Well, now they brought in poor Bob Chapek to basically be the fall guy, but then he acted like a coward and wouldn't do anything. He tried to put pressure, he tried to do it, but every time he was just slapped back by the special interest of the company, who don't care about making money, who don't care about the stockholders, who don't care about the consumers. They just want to push a bunch of politically correct nonsense that no one gives a crap about. And that's just the harsh reality. No one gives a crap. They just, when they go to Disney, they want to experience Mickey Mouse. They want to experience Disney princesses. They want to now experience Star Wars and the Avengers. Now the X-Men. They don't care about all. They don't care about getting lectured to. They can do that through the mainstream media or through their college professor. So they need to work on getting back to escapism, where a customer can go through. That's why the video games are so big right now. Is, yeah, a few developers have said some really dumb things, just trying to pander. But video games, for the most part, was kept out of that firing line. Same with Star Wars Visions, and now, when I don't know why Disney went this route, but they decided to make Star Wars Visions, instead of just an anime anthology, they decided to make it where they're getting animators from all around the world. I think that was a bad move on their part. They should have stuck to anime for Star Wars Visions, and they should have made Tales of the Jedi, because no one cares about that show. They should have made Tales of the Jedi that property that would bring in other animators. It's nothing against the animators from these other countries, personally, but they were billing Star Wars Star Wars Visions as an anime event, and now all of a sudden it's not. So I think that was a big mistake on their part, and I just don't think Disney has handled Star Wars well. Like I said, this Galactic Star Cruiser certainly appeared to be that way. I don't know why they just didn't build a hotel where each or they have different rooms that are different themes, so they could have like a Mos Eisley room where you can go into, and it's more like a cantina setting. Then you could have you know an imperial an imperial room, and it's more sterile, lots of metal and whatnot. And then you could maybe have a rebel lounge where it's more relaxed, it's more green. And I don't know, they should hire real marketers like me, not these dummies who just come out of college and don't have any real world experience. I think they know everything because they got an A in their sociology class. No, what they Disney needs to reconnect with their main fan base. Now, I'm not saying I represent the whole fan base. Certainly not. I love the prequels, and I know a lot of fans don't. They're the reason we got Disney Star Wars. Anyway, all that to say, I'm not surprised by this. I have a feeling it's only going to get worse until Bob Iger leaves Disney as not just CEO but also as chairman of the board, and until Kathleen Kennedy is ousted as the lead of Lucasfilms. I don't see Star Wars getting any better. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope that you'll give it a thumbs up, that you'll leave me a comment and tell me what you think, that you'll share it out with your friends, and of course, consider subscribing to Studio Jake. I cover all kinds of nerd and pop culture topics, including film, television, anime, comic books, and so much more. I hope that you'll also head over to my main website, StudioJakeMedia.com, where I have even more news, views, and commentary. Also, if you'd like to support the channel, head over to my locals page. That's studiojakemedia.locals.com. It's the best way to support me. I'm trying to build a little community there. I have exclusive reviews and articles, so definitely head over there and check it out. And I'll see you next time right here on Studio Jake.